Hey folks, this is Vagrant. Welcome back to Dragon Age 2 and welcome back to a much cooler looking Hawke. We finally got our Champion's Mage armor along with the gloves and we are looking incredibly stylish. I'm not sure what this pointy thing is all about. I guess it's good protection. But this is the armor we'll now be using for the rest of the game. It looks really good and it's not a robe, which helps. And as you can see, it also scales up with our level, so we should never have to replace it. Usually when you pick up this armor, it might be really good and everything like that whenever you get it, but it won't scale with your level. So you'll get this champion's armor that's kind of like emblematic of the game, and it's on all the promo materials and everything, and it's meant to signify who you are as a character, and then you have to get rid of it. So we have modded it to make sure it scales with us, just like the companion armor does. We'll still need to get new belts and all that kind of jazz as we go through anyway. Right, last video we took down a dragon, and now I'm slightly lost, because I'm not slightly lost, I'm very confused. I can't go back in there. Is the quest done? Am I finished? Let me check. Alright, that bit's done, but didn't I have something for Anders? Oh, right, that's why. Okay, yes, we are finished with this area, so we're heading back to Toon. Actually, let me just check my quests. Okay, right. So let's go back to town. Or do we have anything up? You know what? While we're here, let's go to Sundermount. Murder of Crows. This was because there is a elven assassin hiding out amongst the Dalish, and obviously we know who that is, but we don't know who that is. You know what I mean? Like, we know, wink wonk, who it is, but in-game we don't quite know who it is quite yet. But I would be very surprised if this isn't Zevran, given he is an elvish assassin. Oh. Being hunted by Antivan crows. Anders, you're a Healy boy. Just be a Healy boy. You don't need to do anything else. So why have you got haste and I don't? Suck on a fireball.
Let's finish this.
Oh, we can also drop. Maybe we'll do this because we're here. Well, then we're gonna go back and finish Anders' quest because I don't really want to. No harm, Anders. But I'd like to swap back to my... Oh, she did die. It's just Anders is incredibly quick with the res... I'm not going to heal her, because we only have a limited... Ooh. Meryl. A ring for Meryl. We only have a limited number of injury kits, and we've already burnt through so many of them taking down that bloody dragon in the last video. I suspect if things won't get harder than that.
Of the mages I know, you're the one I expected to go out in a blaze.
The day is young.
It was a compliment, you ass.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, it's nice to hear a little bit of Anders' personality come through. Maybe it's because I've not spent much time with him. Let's go see what's happening with the crow, with the assassin. Also, I don't think we've talked to the Dalish vendor since the start of Act 3, so it's good to check in and see what Master Hen has for sale. I can't not really... I know it's Island. I do know. I just want to clarify, but... God, I can't see it as anything else. Right. Never did do anything good here. Do you want that ring? No, I mean, Yogi is incredible. Anders... I guess you... I say you may as well, but... It's kind of just... I'm just going to give him stuff, because I feel bad if I don't let... Oh, that's really good, actually. No, it's not like... Yeah, okay. I mean, it's really good. It's just not as good. You can have that. There you go. Enjoy. I see the gear and I'm like, how is that not an upgrade for someone? But it just isn't. Alright, let's sell some stuff. Ooh. I'd like to point out, we're like the end of the game, right? Or we're in Act 3. We're not at the end of the game. We've got some time to go, I'm sure. But there are items in this game. It's kind of like with Dragon Age Origins, in which I didn't get rich until Awakening. But we are nearly at the end of the game. We've got 86 gold. There are items in this game that cost double the gold I have right now. Like, I could buy one super expensive item in my entire playthrough. I don't know. Burial.
Greetings, champion. That is what they call you in your city, isn't it? Did you need something?
Why can I flirt with Varial? That's very strange.
I hear there is a criminal hiding among the Dalish.
He is not among us. This criminal of yours is set up in a cave away from our camp. He said there would be people looking for him, and to tell anyone who asked where he was.
I thought the point of hiding was not to be found.
He said he didn't want to endanger our people by asking us to lie for him. Not something you'd expect from a cruel and evil murderer, is it? He'll be waiting for you at the cave. Good luck trying to reach him, however.
That was ominous.
Strange. The man wants to be found.
That was very ominous. Why was that so ominous?
In my experience, all Dalish women are crazy.
Okay, Anders. Whoa, darkspawn. I never expect to see darkspawn. We so rarely run into darkspawn.
You will fall! Stand, stay down!
You tell them. Done. We're done. 260. Right, well, I've gone the right way, which is very upsetting. There we go. Pile of lovely bones. Again, limbs removed. I don't know why that's... Ooh. Rune of Valiance. I wonder what that is when it's at home. Hello, spider. Oh, God, that's a lot of... See, look at them. Look at them straight away. All four of them shooting me. Thank you, Anders. Still gonna die. Oh, Anders! Anders! Ah! What's going on? I'm getting destroyed by spiders. This is fine. This is fine. Everyone's okay. Everyone's okay. Bloody hell. That was brutal. Isabella's just going to keep on dying over and over again. Which makes me even less likely to... I'm just gonna move through. We don't need Isabella. It'll be fine. She can have a little nap. See how injured we can get her. See how low we can drop her health pool. Even I'm taking a whomping. I spent all my... We got those attributes from that book in the last video, and I spent it all on magic.
The man wants to be found.
But I need to go back to my idea. I'm going to stop pumping Constitution just a little bit. I'm not going to go crazy, but I think... Like, we do enough damage. You know, damage is not really... Okay, the dragon didn't take much damage. But generally speaking, I think damage is not the problem. So, I think a bit of survivability would go far at this point in the game. I feel very, very squishy. Complex. This is what you're here for, my dear. A lantern and a long sword. What more does a growing boy need? He's a good boy. How's everyone doing? Living large? Don't really have anything to add beyond that, if I'm totally honest. I've been recording this series too much because nothing is happening between... All I've done since the last video is sleep. I ended the last video and I went to sleep, and I've woken up and I'm awake. World level plays for... Oh, for Isabella. Nice. Oh, 4 out of 4. Very cool. Okay. So we can get her maybe fire resistance. Would have been good to have before. Ah! Jesus Christ, it's got to laugh at me. Cass up there, soloing them all. Oh, no, there's more. All too often I lose my mouse, and that's like the main problem. Well, Casper's died, but I tell you what, they did some good work in the meantime. I think Casper's ever dies. Casper's just takes a little nap, has a little sit down. What the hell? Help me! I'm gonna stay right down here if you don't mind. This is one too many spiders for my liking. I will say, it is nice having like a dedicated healer. In an ideal world, I would probably have Anders in the party. Like, logically, Anders should probably be in the party over Meryl. He does make more sense as a fit for what we're doing.
You can't say our man wasn't prepared.
Interesting. Ah! Oh. Interesting.
You happy now?
Well, he wasn't until you all stood on the fire. There's corpses that I can loot, but they've already looted. I'm finding, of course, it's Zevran. I'm assuming it's Zevran. It'll turn out I'm stupid, but I'm pretty sure it's Zevran. And, oh, another ring. But Blanky set the traps and then come and done some looting as well. Why is he here, though? I guess he's here just to hide from the crows, right? It was a problem back in the first game for him. It's a little sad in a way, because obviously my warden can't, like, exist in this world. Like, we're never going to run into her, because that would be a bit daft. But all these people who were, like, meant to spend time with, like, if we run into Leliana or someone, that's going to be quite sad. They were an item, you know, and if Leliana is away without the warden, then that suggests at some point they had to, you know, they had to split up and go their own way. And I would like to believe they just lived out their days together. Whoa, hello, after all, again. Oh, you're a toughie, aren't you? Not really taking any damage. It's slightly problematic because I need to try to keep Isabella alive so we actually do some damage to this bloody thing. Right, this thing has 1 million health. What is going on? Part of the problem, of course, is that we've got Anders instead of Meryl, so we're doing less damage. But still, this thing's a monster. It's not taking any damage, man. It's not really doing any damage either, it must be said. This is much tougher than the last one we faced. For every goddamn spell I've got, I suppose. Petrify. Do more damage when it's Petrify, I think, although that didn't seem to take that time. We're over halfway, folks. We're over. Oh, Isabella. Isabella, no! What's going on? Anders, can you heal Isabella? Oh, no, you can't. Interesting. So you should have that on. Well, if she dies, he'll resurrect her. She's holding on. I'll give her that much. She is holding on. Not really sure how, but she's still going. Yeah, that took longer than I expected, honestly. I feel she should have died ages ago. We're nearly there. It's okay. Ah, patch fair work. Lovely stuff. Pew! an hour, folks. We'll get there. It is cool that I actually aim for the legs.
Now you, I wasn't expecting.
Hey, Zevran.
I thought I smelled Antivan leather.
Isabella! If it isn't my favorite pirate wench.
Shouldn't you be dead by now?
I could say the same, my dear. It seems we were both fortunate to find powerful friends, no? How do you do? My name is Zevran Aranai, adventurer and occasional assassin.
I've heard about you. You helped the hero of Ferelden stop the Blight.
At your service, my friend. I must admit, I was waiting for an assault by the Crows, not the mighty Champion of Kirkwall.
Of course, was Zevran in the party when we met Isabella? Like, they might know each other outside of that canon anyway, but we met Isabella very, very briefly. I'm hooked up with Isabella, I'm very sure, in Dragon Age Origins. She taught us how to be a duelist, right? So I'm pretty sure we had Zevran at that point in time, so they would have met each other via that. God, I love that armor. Zevran, I can't remember if I ever installed it or not, but Zevran's face is famously very puffy in Dragon Age 2 in that it barely looks like Zevran. I think I've modified it. I think there's a mod. I'm trying to remember if I installed it or not. I think it's the same with Alistair, whereas Alistair and Zevran both don't really look like themselves in this game for some reason, so there's mods to bring them more in line with their canonical appearance. That's the kind of modding I really like as well. Hey buddy.
I thought you'd be taller.
Ah, let me guess. A man named Nuncio has asked you to capture a dangerous killer, yes? What did he say this time? That I killed his wife? Butchered his parents? Sold his children into slavery? Or did he tell you he was a lawman from Antiva, charged with apprehending a ridiculously handsome fugitive?
It looks like they've toned down his tattoo.
He also said you were a wanted murderer.
Oh, indeed I am. But technically I imagine everyone here can rightfully claim that title.
Yeah.
Bring me to Nuncio if you wish, but I warn you, he surely intends to kill you. The Crows do not like loose ends. Unlike myself. But you are a woman who can clearly handle herself, yes? Hmm? Why worry? So, you can either tie me up, gag me, and then manhandle me. Or you can take me to Nuncio. Which will it be, I wonder?
I'm not going to hand you over to someone who lied to me.
As a suggestion, you might wish to deal with Nuncio. If you don't, he will only come after you. It's been more than a pleasure, my dear champion. Fare you well.
I wonder how... So obviously we know who Zevran is, right? We've... Why are you carrying 52 silver? We know who Zevran is, right? So we've got an established rapport, established his personality. We know he's an assassin, but generally speaking, a good guy. And not someone I was ever going to turn in. However, what I'd be curious about is how people who haven't played Dragon Age Origins react. Now, to me, that's crazy. I would never play a Dragon Age game without having played the previous Dragon Age games. But I know for a fact that a lot of people... Some of you have commented this on my Dragon Age Origins playthrough, that the first game you played in the series was Dragon Age Inquisition. I can't do that. Like, that messes with my brain. I can never start a series like later into the series if there's any form of like, you know, plot tie-in or whatever. Like with Remnant, where we went back and played Remnant 1. Ring of the Shadow Hunter. That's pretty great. Isabella, you probably want that. Oh, I don't know. She's got... She actually doesn't. It's the same as Ring of the Archmage. The gear in this game is nonsensically titled. Why is a 4 crit damage, 3 physical damage ring called Ring of the Archmage? And it's exactly the same as Ring of the Shadowhunter. They're identical. But Ring of the Emerald Knights is slightly better. Do you want it? Any of these? Any... She's definitely keeping that one. Do we want to give her... I mean, 12 health. 12 health isn't that much. Maybe I'd rather she has... I mean, magic resistance has value. She does need attack, though. I'm going to throw this one on, screw it. Excuse me. But yeah, so how do people who don't know Zevran react to Zevran, you know what I mean? We'll finish this quest and then we'll head back to the city. Back down to the city. Like, maybe you see him and you're like, well, I don't really trust him, he seems slimy. Because he does, he has that kind of... It's the kind of very cheesy guy who...
I let your assassin go. Was I not supposed to do that?
You had him? And you let him go? I am thoroughly disappointed. No one fails the crows and lives.
Ah, poor stupid Nuncio. The crows do like that saying, but I am living proof it's a lie. Why they insist on thinking they can kill people like you and the Warden, I will never guess.
Let me tell you, it's a burden I bear on a daily basis.
You are nothing but a traitor and a coward, Zevran. You'll die here.
Oof.
Yes, well, let's see how that works out for you.
Maybe it's not modded. It's very hard to tell. Like he's got a quest marker above his head. I'm not sure if that's going to work anymore. Reload. What's going on? Things are being very weird. Just want to get them off me. I'll try to protect Anders a little bit. Isabella, no! It's not really surprising, is it, given the situation? Nuncio, more like Daddy-o. Lol. Don't heal. Who does thou think thou is, honestly? Heal. Is he a mage? Oh, he's dead.
Mana.
One to go.
Can't keep this up.
Fireball. Woo. Fireball's rubbish.
I'm sure you wish to look.
The problem is most of my spells are rubbish compared to bloody most of my spells are rubbish compared to Firestorm. It just does so much more damage than every other spell I've got. It's kind of wild. Like, I think a Fireball does less... 141 versus... Yeah, Fireball does literally less damage than a single tick on Firestorm. Proving Battle Tunic. Tunic, innit, mate? Mate.
Excellent. Killing my former brothers in arms is oddly satisfying. I've little reward to offer you, champion, but perhaps this will serve as a token of my thanks. My dear Isabella, it has been a delight to see you again. You travel in fine company.
That's it? You're leaving? What about sex?
Still blunt as a dwarven hammer, huh? Well, why not?
Hello? I'm standing right here.
What? You can come too.
Indeed. The more the merrier.
Alright.
Let's find someplace quieter.
Aveline and Anders at the back
I
just
think I
like...
just threw up a little in my mouth.
I'm sure you could have joined in if you wanted, Anders, or Aveline. I'm not surprised Aveline didn't, but I think Anders could have joined in. That's very Zevran and very Isabella coded. I guess we have to accept that if we're in a relationship with Isabella in this game, it's not going to be... It's never going to be traditional, you know. It's always going to be somewhat open, and it would be wrong to try to romance her and to try to change that in a way. You've got to accept people as they are, and some people just aren't coded for monogamy, and that's fine. And it's totally okay to not want that. It's totally okay to just want to be monogamous, but it also means you should probably look for other people who want the same thing. You know, people judge things like polygamy and stuff like that, and I've never really got why. Like, it doesn't affect you. Just let people live their lives. And people are like, oh, well, it never works out. Someone always gets jealous and the relationships break up. As if most monogamous relationships don't also break up. The vast majority of relationships break up. That's just inherent to relationships. Every relationship ends until the last one. But people have got their prejudices. And that's not to say it's for me. But phone, why are you trying to talk to me? But it's just worth noting. Just gonna do a full loop, make sure we explore this area because we probably can't come back. What was I gonna say? The only time I've been in a situation where I think where people were quite so, I guess I probably already talked about this, but when I was in Costa Rica, we stayed in a this shack wooden building, a beautiful wooden building, ramshackle but beautiful, atop the hill. I'm just gonna nip to the house and heal up. This beautiful wooden building way up in the rainforest. Like, you had to climb up through this rainforest for about 2 hours to get to the building, but then it overlooked the Costa Rican rainforest. It was the most beautiful place I've been in my life. It was a staggering place to stay. There's about maybe 8 of us staying there. There was the husband and wife who ran the thing, and then there's about 6 of us just tourists who were there to visit. And
luck on your travels?
let me just check
No
if there's any.
no disasters.
Nope.
Out of control enchantments.
I think we're selling all these. And they were clearly very open as a community, because there was like this mud pit, and I don't really know how to describe. How do I get to the sewers? Right, bear with me. No rest for... No, it's not that one. Go to the sewers to find the Sella Petra for Anders' potion. Do I know where that is? It's not listed anywhere. Do I have to find it myself? Horrible. Okay, if I was going to guess how you get to the sewers, Darktown or Lowtown? Probably Lowtown, because it's low down. It's got to be one or two, you think. But yeah, there was a mud pit, and there was... Let's just say things were very open. This was a long time ago. This was like 12 years ago for me now. God, I'm getting on a bit. Whew. But it's an interesting experience. Do I just go around and check all these? I don't see it here. And it's nice. It's nice in a way. It's nice that people can just, I don't know, just be free, I suppose. Wait, is Justice the name of the quest? Am I being silly? Because I just saw Justice listed. Maybe I'm being stupid. Doesn't work for everyone, but, you know. Yeah, I was being stupid. I just thought the quest was called something else for some reason. Okay, Justice. Nope. Well, let's head down there. To the bottom of Dirktown.
Darkspawn is the real dark.
Okay, buddy. Mage! It's funny, the first thing the mages always do is just throw themselves into a bubble. So they don't do anything for the start of the fight, ever. Slaver Mage.
You heard me.
Where's he gone? Oh, and he's in a bubble again.
Run home while you still can. If we kill them, we get their stuff.
Nice. Alright, I am putting my points into Constitution. I want some HP. And I think I'm going to keep leveling this. There's just nothing that's like really grabbing me. Oh, we probably want to level Concord actually. More chance of freezing enemies, so we probably do want to grab that. I think that's the only other thing I want. What would I get over here? I don't know, I think this is probably going to be more useful, generally speaking. I'm going to grab group heal. I'm trying to gear myself for boss fights now, because that's really where the danger is going to come from, I would like to think. Oh, AoE taunt, nice. Yeah, I don't know. God, I miss Costa Rica.
I'm fond of a little dirt now and then, but this? Was this really necessary?
I haven't been able to just freely travel like that in so long. It wasn't as long as Ghost. I thought it was 9 years ago. It was 2015 I went.
Shit.
Or
We can
2016.
enter the sewers from here to look for the cellar Petray. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Hold your nose. We'll have to get pretty close for me to tell what we're looking at.
I don't know, man. I know what I'm trying to say. I had this, like, freedom. I'm pretty laid back as people go, I would like to think. As many people have told me. I don't really get that worked up about things. You know, things will be what they are. It is what it is. I joked about that, I'm pretty sure, in a previous video, but it's kind of just how I generally treat things. Things will be what they are. It is what it is, you know? Who cares? But, the only time that's how I feel about things, but the last time I got to really feel that, got to really embody that, was when I was in Costa Rica. Like, it's been 9 years since I could properly feel that way.
Never taunt a mage!
There's no worries, just exploring and meeting randomers and staying out on the beach till 5 in the morning drinking, and it's just like this open. It's very cliche early 20s backpacking around South America. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just gonna pretend I'm offering anything particularly novel here. But Isabella, you just die all the time.
Make it good.
Can you get the traps before you die?
Too slow.
I might keep her alive with this ring on, so. That was good stuff right there. Imagining to keep her going. Yeah, I don't know. There's just this openness, I guess, that I haven't really
This
felt
is it.
since.
The cellar Petray should have formed right under here. Oh, I don't want to touch. Let's see if we can find a few more deposits.
I need to travel more. It's been difficult. That's the thing. When you're in your early 20s, like, yeah, well, we can go traveling. We can just do whatever the hell we want because it doesn't really matter, you know? There's no responsibilities. And then you get older and you need to, like, put money into, like, tax accounts and ISAs and save up for houses and all this kind of nonsense. Things just aren't the same. We all have to grow up eventually, apparently.
You call this a fight? Got a little something.
I would like to travel more. It's very. In a few videos ago, I was talking about buying a TV, right? Because one of my major loves is cinema, and I want a gigantic TV and a good Blu-ray player and a good home theater setup, and that's like one of the main things I want to spend my money on. But the only other thing I really care about beyond that is traveling. Those are the two big things I want to do with my time and life: films and traveling. And so yeah, I guess once I've set up
Let's see if we can find
a
a few more
house.
deposits.
I'm just gonna try to go away once a year. I don't have to travel all the time, but just a couple of weeks a year on my own. Go travel and go somewhere new because I don't want to. Right, let's say you're on your deathbed, and don't get me wrong, you have to be in a good situation to be able to do this. A lot of people simply do not have the option of going and traveling to exciting places, and I don't at the moment. I do not earn enough money to do it right now, but my hope is that this job thing will work out, and I'll be able to do it every now and again, and I'll be able to work away if need be, work away from home. But I think if I was on my deathbed, let's say I got told right now you've got a year to live, and if I had one regret, it wouldn't not be having kids, it wouldn't be relationships, it wouldn't be marriage or anything like that. You asked me, actually, I'm going to put that to you folks at home. If you got told right now you're going to die in a year, what is the major thing you would have? I know this isn't exactly a happy topic, but what's the thing
Let's see
you
if we can find a few more
would have
deposits.
wished you've done? You know, if you knew officially you were running out of time, what's the thing you would most regret not doing, you know? I think that's actually a really worthwhile thing to think about, just because if you know... Okay, let's get out of the poison. I'm gonna group heal, I think. Can you all get out of the poison? Let's get you all over here. This is a slightly rough situation. Yeah, but if you were gonna why can't I do anything? Oh, I'm in healing mode, that's fine. No! Anders, help!
This is going badly.
Anders, help! Can't help, I'm gonna have to potion. I'm really trying not to use healing potions. If at all possible to dodge them. Just go back to playing on normal, I'll be fine. Leave me alone. But yeah, if I learned, I was just learned I was about to die in a year, my major regret would be not traveling too much as I would like to. My big single regret would be I wish I'd traveled more than enough. So that would suggest that it's something I need to focus on more, right? Surely. Like, if that's the thing you would regret on your deathbed, then surely that's the thing you should dedicate to doing now, if at all possible. And I hadn't really thought about that before, but, what was I leveling with Anders? This stuff, right? Isabella desperately needs Constitution. It's only 15 more health, but it's not a terrible amount. Right, there we go. We can get Twister Knife, which I really want, and we can also get Follow Through, which I really want.
We can find a few more deposits.
Yeah, that would definitely... I feel like I haven't been in place to be able to do it lately. Like, it just hasn't
That
felt
should be
viable.
plenty.
I haven't had
Thank the Maker.
the income to do it in the way that I would like to. It's not like I want to travel expensively, but, you know, just flights alone cost a bit of money. I've not had, like, £1,000 spare, say, to go away for 2 weeks. And £1,000 for a 2 weeks trip is not a lot. But when a flight costs 600, you know, that's living in hostels, which is fine. I'm down to do that. But, I'm going to move. I'm hopefully going to buy a house later this year. It really is dependent on this job working out, but if that works out, I'm going to move later this year. I'm going to buy a house. Hopefully mortgage, only 600. I'm not buying somewhere expensive. I've got my eye on an apartment, and it's £120,000 for the whole thing. For the whole thing, like I'd buy half an apartment. Well, £120,000, it's not an expensive place to live. But it's a nice apartment, I'd happily live there. You know?
Are you the ones who sent the note about the Gem of Kirkwall?
Didn't mean to do this.
We were beginning to think you wouldn't show. It's rude to keep people waiting, you know? It's not like I don't got things to do.
I think you have mistaken me for someone else. I don't know you.
You don't got to know me. You just got to listen. See, we was hired to give you a note. But this Gem of Kirkwall thing the note talks about, we decided we want that instead. You better hand it over.
I'm surprised you know what a note is, let alone know how to read one.
I don't need to know how to read. All I need to know is which end of the sword goes where. We aren't going anywhere without that gem.
I mean, you are. Go to hell, my friends. But anyways, yeah, so thinking about that means I should probably focus on travel. So I'm going to buy a house. My mortgage, I've got 20,000 quid saved up for the deposit. I've been working on that for years now. So I can get a nice little apartment.
Wallet Mallet? What a name that is.
And my mortgage should only be about 500 quid a week, something like that. Really not a big mortgage at all. Definitely something I can handle, hopefully, ish. You know, set up the home theatre eventually, and then start to travel a little bit. I can do travel videos, travel vlogs, and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a new revelation for. I think I've told about this before, like a different playthrough on this series, on this channel, like 2 years ago. But things just haven't developed forward in the way I would like. But I just want to get my life started. I feel like I'm in limbo, and I felt like that for years now. I'm getting on a bit, folks.
There is one more thing I would ask of you, Hawke. And I can't tell you why. I must get inside the Chantry without being seen. Will you talk to the Grand Cleric for me? Distract her long enough for me to do what must be done.
What is it you don't want me to see?
I would not tell you my plans, Hawke. You have made it plain where your sympathies lie. I will ask you straight then. Has nothing you've seen changed your mind? Will you help me free the Mages of Kirkwall? Or will you stay at the side of the Night Tyrant?
Was this ever about you and justice? Or have you lied this whole time?
I lied. There is no potion. But what we have gathered will bring freedom for more than just me and justice. It will help mages throughout Phaedus. In the face of that, one lie means little.
What do you need me to do?
You surprise me again, Hawke. I'm glad these years spent ranting haven't been in vain. I promise, whatever happens, it's on my head. It will not come back on you. Go to the Chantry. Talk to the Grand Cleric. I will join you when I'm done.
I'm a little concerned about this. What are you up to, Anders? It's... I don't know how I feel about this. I'm going to drop him from the party anyway. Mel should have leveled. Everyone gets Constitution now. I'm surprised he thinks I've sided with the Templars, for one. I feel like that's not true.
Win? Win what?
In the end, it feels like something is ending, doesn't it? Do you think we'll win?
Nothing is ending, Meryl. Things are a little tense, but it will pass.
I hope we win. Varric will make it a good story, I'm sure.
Oh, I love her. I don't know. Where do I want to travel? I need to start thinking. I want to go to Iceland. Iceland's high on my list. I'd like to do more South America. I want to go to Asia. I've not been to Asia at all. I've traveled like a decent amount. That's the annoying thing. I've traveled like more than a lot of people are fortunate enough to do so. I've been very lucky in that regard. And yet, there's so many places I haven't been. I think if you just did one country a year, for like, I can manage that. If I saved £100 a month, a little bit, £150 a month, you could travel to a country every year, right? Even the 150 quid a month, I accept it's not necessarily that easy for everyone to do. It's not easy for me to do right now. What am I doing? Am I doing the Anders quest? One sec. Okay. Oh, I'm thinking. My mind is elsewhere. Where's the Chantry? Yeah. Oh no. It's time to start living a little again, folks. What can I say? I've just been stuck. Like, my life hasn't changed in 10 years. No, 10's a bit excessive. 6 or 7 years. I'm very static.
I'll find you as soon as I'm done. Thank you.
Anders, what are you doing? You really do make me nervous.
You know, Isabella, if someone had told me that I'd put up with you for all these years, I'd have punched them flat.
And if someone had told me I'd still be here, I'd have done the same.
Save your bits. You'll have your ship one day.
And what would you do without me as a constant headache in the road?
Someone would rush to fill the hole. You know, like you never left.
That's my girl.
Maybe you win once in a while.
Ah, they love each other, really. Right. Have I... No, I don't have a quest marker. Okay. I have to find her using my own 2 feet? Oh, I like her, the Grand Cleric, though. She's been pretty chill. I don't want anything bad to happen to her.
Maker's blessing, champion. Have you come to pray?
So, hypothetically, if there were a group of people being brutally subjugated by another, wouldn't the Maker favor the oppressed?
You speak of mages. It's no secret that you count apostates among your friends, champion. You have done much to fan the flames of rebellion here. We must give Meredith and Orsino time to work out their differences. No good can come of showing favor to one side.
Couldn't you solve this problem if you just spoke out?
How would that help? Both sides make good points. Both have flaws.
At some point, right must be decided.
For 1,000 years, the Chantry has had to find the balance between them. That hasn't changed here.
I guess that means you're not ready to disband the Templars and set every mage free.
I feel for the mages, I do. I would not wish to be locked in the gallows. But I cannot take sides. We are all the Maker's creatures, but magic allows abuses beyond the scope of mortals. I only hope I can balance the needs of everyone. For if it comes to war, it is the people of this city who will lose.
There you are. I've been looking for you all over.
Your Grace?
Your soul is troubled, child. I hope you found a balm for it here.
She reminds me of the Viscount a little. She's just trying to keep it together when everything around them is falling apart. But at the end of the day, it still feels like the mages are the ones... They're the ones being oppressed. I'm not even talking about rebellion like it's a bad thing, but if you're being oppressed, sometimes rebellion is the only option. Sometimes violence is the only option. It's just the way it is.
I cannot tell you how good it feels for a spirit to fulfill its function. The waiting is over. I am finally seeking justice. And he is exultant. There is no ecstasy humankind can feel to match.
I'm a little worried that he's changed into all black.
Are you going to tell me what you did?
You are Kirkwall's champion. You can better aid our cause in that role than by aligning yourself with me too closely here.
Every time you refuse to tell me, I have to imagine something crazier.
This isn't a fight for sane men. The war will happen. The clock is ticking down. It will be midnight soon.
Anders, I want to support you, but you're really talking like a bit of a lunatic, you know? I'm slightly concerned. It's very much giving terrorist vibes. Which, you know... If you're trying to incite a rebellion, you have to kind of be a terrorist at some point. There's not really an escape for that. Terrorism gets a bad rap because everyone thinks of it as like 9/11 or whatever, but there has to be some acceptance that if you are being subjugated and nothing is changed, like people had to go at the riots in America, like, you know, incited by cop killings of black men in particular, well, black people in general. And people are like, well, violence never solved anything, violence isn't the answer, yada, yada, yada. But if it hasn't changed for decades, centuries, then how can you say violence isn't? Like, if nothing else works, sometimes violence is the answer, for God's sake. It just is. I think it's very privileged to sit and say, oh, well, rioting or protest never solved anything, when people have been protesting for forever and the same systems are in place that control people. Everything needs to be burnt down and started again. Meryl, I brought you a present.
Is this for me? It's beautiful. Do you know what it is?
Well, I thought so right up until you asked me that.
It's Sylvanwood. Rare as diamonds. You only find it in very old, very wild places. The carvings tell a story of the betrayal. The dread wolf tricking all the gods away from the world.
Start at the beginning. What happened to the gods?
Long ago, there were two clans of gods. The Creators looked after the people. The Forgotten Ones preyed upon us. And one god who was neither. Fan Harrell, the Dread Wolf. He was kin to the Creators, and in the old days often helped them in their endless war against the Forgotten Ones.
I assume he got tired of helping.
That he did. Fan Harrell was clever. He could walk among both clans of gods without fear, and both believed he was one of them. He went to each side and told them the other had forged a terrible weapon, a blade that would end the war. He told the Creators it was forged in the heavens, and the Forgotten Ones that it was hidden in the abyss. And when the gods went seeking it, he sealed them both in their realms forever. Now he alone is left in the world.
He's playing both sides, so he comes out on top.
I imagine the Dalish don't depict the doom of their gods just for decoration.
Not exactly, no. This was made for a keeper, you see. Guarding a clan from the Dread Wolf is a keeper's place. It's a very sweet memento, thank you.
You're welcome. Should we do the companion stuff? Let's do it in order. Faith. Companies. Oh, Sebastian. Alright. Grumble, grumble, grumble. I think I'm going to have to grab Sebastian to make this work. I don't want to do Sebastian's quest. Also, I want to talk about diamonds. The game keeps sparking things for me to talk about. There's a whole thing with diamonds at the moment because lab-made diamonds are getting better and better, right? And there are people raging against it. It's the same with lab-grown meat that the Republicans are banned in Florida because they're fucking idiots, basically. And sorry, I will not hear arguments against that. It is a ridiculously stupid decision, which is very emblematic of right-wing politics. I'm very sorry to say, but it just is. Anyways, sorry, but the rise of even more extreme right-wing politics has the left. Oh god, not that the left is perfect. There's some terrible people on the left, and left-wing politics in this country are ridiculous because the left-wing politics in this country are not really left-wing politics. People are terrified of left-wing politics. People are terrified of socialism, inverted commas, and stuff like that. But when one side's trying to restrict rights to, you know, gay people and trans people and foreigners and everything like that, and the other side's about like pro-abortion and choice and not pro-abortion, you know what I mean, like pro-choice and equal rights for everyone. I don't know how people can like double side. I don't understand how people can double side politics anymore. I'm past being coy about it and saying, well, both sides make good points. No, they don't. One side is evil. One side is evil. And okay, evil might be pushing it. And I know some. What annoys me is I know some good people who are right wing, but I can't associate with those views anymore. I just can't. It doesn't work in my brain. If you're anti-abortion and you're anti-equal marriage rights and you're anti-trans and all this stuff, I don't think you're a good person. I just don't see how you can. I don't see how there's an argument around that. I just don't. I see comments online. People are like, "Oh well, my partner. I told my partner my right-wing views and they left me," and I'm like really upset. And people are like, "Yeah, they shouldn't." I'm like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. And also, that should be an inherent thing anyway. You should be politically aligned with your partner. I would never date a right-winger, and I don't think a right-winger would ever date me, and that's fine. We don't need to date each other. I don't think they're all bad people. And there are aspects of right-wing politics that I guess I understand. But when it comes to, like, the rights and stuff like that, I don't get it. And it annoys me, and I'm getting annoyed, and it's not relevant right now, so I should stop talking about it. I know, I'm sorry. I don't try to make these series political. I've resisted for most of this game so far. Oh, it's just on my mind. What was I going to talk about? I've not leveled you up in ages, Sebastian. I'm going to get you some health. That's maxed out, that's maxed out. I wanted this one more than I wanted this one. Just got flask.
Champion.
What was I going to say? Oh, diamonds. Sorry. People are rebelling against lab-grown diamonds. Like, no, I need real diamonds. And what you're really saying is, if quasi-slaves didn't suffer for my pretty gems, I don't want it. That's essentially what you're saying.
Place for a holy sister to be.
Because that's the only difference. They look the same.
Hello again, champion.
The only difference is one came from the Earth and required miners in horrible conditions to farm out of the planet. And it's the same with lab-grown meat. Like, if they can get lab-grown meat so good that you can't tell the difference, why do you care? Why do you care at all? You don't. You... Ah! I hate everyone. Right, I don't understand what I'm doing. I can't get in the room.
Need a hand?
Oh, Sebastian, do you have to do it?
Just the work of a moment.
Of course he does. Hope. Right, I'm going to stop talking about it. Because some people will disagree and they'll get annoyed. But do I care? Not really. Like, I feel like I should be able to talk about how I feel about the world. And if people don't want to hear it, and it's not like I talk about it much. You know, I'm 100 episodes into Dragon Age. I think this is the first time I've really gotten in on this at all. If people don't want to hear it, that's totally understandable. I get that, because if you are like a staunch right-winger, I've basically just told you I hate your view on life and I think it's quasi-evil. But, you know, maybe you don't want to hear that. That's totally acceptable. But I'm not going to, like... I think it's silly to pretend to be someone different for the sake of, like, not annoying people. You know what I mean? You've got to... I'm not saying I'm taking a stand here or anything like that, but I'm not one to back down on how I feel about the world, my views on things.
So, even the Divine fears us now.
Hello.
She should. Kill the spies!
That's not very nice. Don't like this. 3 mages? There's too many mages. Mages are very spooky. Probably should have upgraded Comic Gold. What we'll do at some point, I'm going to go buy some of the books that I've been missing. You know, the, Wait, did I die? What? How did that happen? Who do I know how to play? No one, really.
If we kill them, we get their stuff.
Look at her animations. They're so cool. That chameleon's breath just then just kind of...
Feeling a bit
Oh, she's really using speed
like
all the time. I need to turn that on. Am I going to lose this fight? Let's turn on Savvy. A bit of survivability. Go on, Isabella. I need to prioritize this one.
Who's next?
Choo choo choo!
I suffer no
Choo choo choo! Whoa, just like tossing the flask into the air and then kicking it. It's such a baller move. Bloody Nora. Is that...
The Resolutionists. I might have known they would be part of this.
Is that my beloved?
I hardly imagined the Divine's secret agent looking like you. That is why I am effective. The Divine has long suspected that Kirkwall's problems were spurred by an outside group. This attack proves she is right.
Are you saying you set this whole thing up?
I let word slip that an agent of the Divine was coming to investigate the Mage troubles. It is how they chose to react which condemns them.
A few, wild cards aside, Grand Cleric Elthina has it all under control, I swear.
And provocations don't help.
Divine Justinia takes the situation here very seriously. She believes it is the worst threat to Thedas since the Cunara invaded.
A handful of apostates. How can that possibly...
The whole world is watching Kirkwall. If it falls to magic, none of us are safe. Tell Elthina to leave. There is refuge for her at the Grand Cathedral in Orlais. She will not be safe here.
These mages are out of control.
It's not the mages who are at fault. I mean, okay, these were mages, but it is Leliana. I thought it was. My beloved. Like, it's you goddamn chantry people setting up this nonsense. I don't know, if you've got like a splinter group, like a terroristic cell, and then you start to treat everybody. It's kind of like how the world reacted to Muslims after 9/11, unironically, where people were getting kicked off buses and getting beaten in the streets and stuff. The racism I saw after 9/11 was incredible, even over here in the UK. Like, it wasn't like contained to America where it actually happened, but it was worldwide. Because the people thought, oh, well, you're Muslim, and Muslims did 9/11, so must be a Muslim thing. Let's, treat them all terribly. Has the situation got better since then? No. If you if you condemn people as a whole, and if you treat people...
someone thinks he's important.
Like Ferelden.
I don't know, if you treat people like something, eventually people will be that something. You know what I mean?
I'm inspired by the Warden Alistair, but I doubt that's how you see me. I don't intend to let anyone die restoring me to my place.
Have we done this quest? Return to the Chantry. Oh.
The risks are mine.
Back we go.
And that will have to satisfy.
It was well
like, the mages are being subjugated and they're being treated horribly, and they're all unilaterally being treated as terrorists.
You're the captain of the guard. You have my thanks for keeping us safe, dear girl.
You're quite welcome.
Is it any surprise that they are rebelling and that they're doing terrible things? I'm not saying they're all innocent, don't get me wrong, but I don't see how so far things are framed that the mages are explicitly to blame for what's going on here. Like, if just being a mage can get you locked up, then why would they not rebel?
My lady, you've been so patient.
Why would they not
I can get for you?
fight back? Oh, I don't know, it's been a very political episode. I always feel like this weird pang of guilt when I talk about politics or anything, because I'm aware that people to some extent want to go and watch YouTube to kind of get away from this sort of stuff. I'm aware of that being a thing, so that's why I try not to talk about it too much. But sometimes I get a bit riled up. And I doom scroll on Twitter and I see people, like, for example, from at this point in time for me, Kamala Harris has just been announced as the replacement for Joe Biden as the Democratic candidate. And I've seen such prolific misogyny and racism. It just staggers my mind. Like, how do women watch this and then vote right-wing? I cannot wrap my head around that. How do homosexual people see the reactions that people have, see how people behave, and vote right-wing? How do trans people see that and vote right-wing? These are people who hate you, who want to control you, who don't think you should exist. And yes, I'm talking the more extremes off the side, but you know what? It's prolific. It's getting bigger and bigger. Extreme right-wing politics continues to grow across the entire planet. We've seen it in France recently. We saw it just recently in the British elections. We're seeing it again in the American elections. Politics is skewing more and more extreme over time, whereas in the past, largely, most parties were very centrist. It was, you may be slightly left of centre and slightly right of centre. And that divide is only growing with time. I'm not going to talk about it again. It just frustrates me. I don't know how people can be so black-hearted to the way that they've responded to a woman daring to run for president and stuff like that. A black woman daring to run for president. Anyways. Am I in the Chantry? No.
Meryl's right.
Right, we're going to end it there.
More armor is shiny.
I'll stop.
I can see myself in it. Look. Shit. Oh, shit. Is that a wrinkle? Is that a wrinkle between my brows?
I don't see...
Hold still.
Alright, I promise I'll stop now. I've got it out of my system. I'm ready for the next episode. We'll talk about diamonds and travelling. That sounds like more fun. I'm going to get back to the house actually and just repair these injuries. I feel like as soon as you're out of comp... I don't know. I feel like the injury system's a bit rubbish and probably shouldn't be in the game anymore. It's what it is. I'm sorry. I do feel bad. I feel a little guilty. Because I know people don't necessarily always want to hear it. But I think at this point, you're here to, in part, hear me rant about things that I care about, right? At least a little bit. So I think people are probably used to it by now. I'm not going to apologize anymore either. Anyways, we'll end it there. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.